Om Shanti. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to your next normal. The whole newness of our lives are unfolding in front of our very eyes. Isn't it great? Isn't it great to welcome newness in our lives rather than to sit there stuck and old and miserable with yourself? I think it's the best thing. I think the best thing you could ever do is to be very creative, is to be open to newness, is to let go of the old, to chart a new territories. Today's Women's International Day, and women from all around the world are sending women their good wishes, their blessings, their praise, their honoring of women, but also the men who are so strong within themselves that they are so comfortable with raising up a strong woman because he's a strong man. It's a really wonderful day to look into these things and percolate on how are you showing up in the world today? What are your thoughts? How do you see your future? Is love on your path? Or is attachment taking every bit of your goodness and your love and your fortune and your joy away? I was sharing with Hina, who's with us in the studio today, about some changes that we are going through, and this marks our second week of the crisis that has taken place. And I was sharing with her, I just knew that if I dealt with this situation with attachment, it would have been horrendous. I mean, not only would I be in a bad place, but I would bring everybody into my vortex as well. And when I got the news 2 weeks ago about what has to be done, and I just sat with it, and I could feel a little bit of like my chest went like, it's exactly how I went. I was like, I said, get up, Jen. Just forget it. What do you have to do? How do you talk to this person? Where do we go? And you know what was interesting, everyone, was as I was speaking to this person with respect and trying to explain to this person that what they're offering and what they're suggesting is impossible for us to be able to fulfill, that I felt such a strong energy from this man who felt like he could talk down to you, like you were less than he was. And I've never felt that before. It was like you were nothing and he was the one who was in charge, and this is what he wants, and this is where he's going to go, and this is his final stuff. And then I brought somebody on board to try to converse with him and to try to talk to this person, and he dealt with that person completely different than he dealt with me, because he was a man. And I looked at the scene, and I don't know if it's because he was a man, or maybe I just touched too many buttons inside of him that he's just not ready to look at. But I sat there as an observer, and I watched how he related to that guy and in a completely different way than he was relating to me. He didn't care about the way that I've lived. He doesn't care the person that I am. He didn't care the good that I brought into his vortex. At the end of the day, the only thing he cared about was his being right, and this is what he wanted, and this is his money that he needs, and this and this and this. By the way, I don't owe him anything, FYI. It has nothing to do with me and money for him. But I observed the way he treated a woman. And I tell you, I looked at that scene and I went, whoa, I have to give love to this scene. And if I were to show you the text messages and the phone calls or the emails, I mean, he went as far as texting in a way and say, I'm blocking you from my phone because you're harassing me. I said, there is no way I'm harassing you. I have never harassed someone. What is happening to this person? And I just kept saying, he just does not like to speak to a woman who's in charge. He doesn't want that. He wants to speak to a woman who is under him. He wants to tell them what to do and how to do it and when to do it. And I just said, wow, I won't be the right one. You won't be able to succeed. Women have gone through so much for thousands and thousands of years, this energy that a woman carries, because she might be nurturing, maybe a little gentle, maybe quite patient to a fault, maybe she's understanding, I don't know, maybe she's a multitasker and she's able to do a million things at once. But for the life of me, it makes no sense that people would think that that's a weakness. It doesn't make any sense. When you think about the fact that a woman can bear a child, give birth to a child, that's not easy. And she can run a company, and she can run a country, and she can take care of her family, and she can cook while the baby's in her hand. She can do the floor while she's talking on the phone, cutting a big multi-million-dollar deal. There's no way you will ever try to convince me that if a soul is in a female body, she's a lesser gender or a lesser being on the planet. You will not be able to ever convince me of that. Now, historically, I have seen as well the energy of a woman completely destroying some of the most powerful men because of her wit, maybe because of her beauty, maybe because of the intimacy, the connection that they've had. And for some unusual reason, he doesn't think straight anymore. He will give up his kingdom for a woman. You don't tell me a woman doesn't have power. She does. There's also another way that I look at women and the role that they're playing is the one with women. And something that I hear a lot is that sometimes some women don't support other women. I was in the car today with this wonderful, wonderful lady who was showing us some spaces, and her name was Nicolette from a real estate company. Wait, let me see if I can give a shout out to her company. Hold on. I think it's here. I'm going to get it because I think it was really important. Here it is. Aha. Nicolette Lee Realtor. That's the name of the company. Nicolette Lee Realtor. Wonderful lady. You spell it Nikalette. If you want a good realtor in the Virginia area, please reach out to her. She's just on the money. Just reached out to her yesterday, and before I knew it, she had like 100 places to just look at. I was like, wow. But we spent like an hour together in the car today, and one of the things that came up was women supporting other women. And I was telling her how important it is for a woman to attract women in their lives that celebrate their successes, celebrate their glory, uplifts them. And we can attract women like that when we build our own self-esteem, self-worth, and we accept, I've worked hard to get where I've gotten, and I'm happy about that, and I'm celebrating that. And I'm asking you as a woman, can you celebrate with me? And is there anything I can do to support you? That's what we need to start to do. You know, March 8th is so auspicious to me, the whole number 8, where it kind of feels like eternity. I don't know if you can see one of the pieces that I have here, but it's called like a celestial degrees. I don't think you'll be able to. But it's a beautiful painting that shows like the 8, and it's about infinity. And how we start from this golden age, very pure space of consciousness, and as we go through the cycle of change, it shifts. And then it wanes, but then it goes right back again saying it's time for me to come into renewal. And I think what makes the International Women's Day so powerful, and it falling on March 8th, is that women are always renewing themselves. Despite whatever they go through, they go into a state of renewal. It doesn't matter what. They renew their bodies, they renew their minds, they love to renew their hair and their styles and their looks. There's always something new about a woman if she's willing to accept herself as she is. What was that quote we came up with, Hina, today about being yourself? You ready, everyone? being yourself is the most beautiful thing. Write that down, everyone. That's your new quote for International Women's Day. Being yourself is the most beautiful thing. Can you imagine that? Amazing, isn't it? So, you know, this is our Meditation Mondays, and I hope you enjoyed our Positive Fridays last week with Brother David. He was feeling a little bit uncomfortable about his Positive Friday because he always wants to do such a good job. So please, everybody, support him. He's really an awesome human being. And so this Positive Friday, he will also continue to up his game and do a lot more. We're going to have comedian Vijay Nathan on Wednesday. You're not going to want to miss that special with Vijay Nathan, a comedian that is near and dear to me and someone who has offered her talents and skills to lots of events that I have put together here in the nation's capital. So since this is Meditation Monday and Women's International Day, and our special segment for Meditation Monday invites you to have a moment of drishti. Drishti is the practice of seeing into the being, where the soul goes inside. You turn your attention inside behind your eyes, and you allow God's energy and light to come through you. And then through your eyes, you just share that love that you are experiencing from God to another. So let's have our special moment of drishti, and I'm featuring a special drishti by my mentor and love of my life, Daddy Janki. Daddy Janki's 1 year anniversary is coming up on March 27th in just a few more days. And last year, we lost her physical form, where she passed away in Mount Abu, India at the age of 104. So what you'll be receiving in terms of her drishti is the energy of 85 years of deep, deep yoga and tapasya and purity and sweetness through Daddy Janki's eyes. And so this will be our gift for our Meditation Monday and drishti today. And then after we're done with that, I just want us all to sit very quietly and peacefully and surround ourselves with beautiful, beautiful vibrations of love, and just allow that love to say to you, you've earned me. You've earned all the love that is flowing through me. And you just confirm that for yourself inside. Okay? All right, let's take a deep breath in. Out. Breathe in again. Out. Breathe in again. Out.
loses meaning. I could stay forever by your side, by your side. You come to me with love. You come to me with lightness, sailing through the storms into the day. You come to me with love. I watch the ages crumble, and all my aching heart is
Let's just continue to hold this moment together, seeing into the being by such an outstanding yogi as Daddy Janki. Just that sparkle in her eyes, the innocence, the wisdom, the power. The more you pause and you live from behind your eyes, the more you live from behind your eyes, and you tap into that real part of you, the essence, the part of you that knows what is true, that part of you that gently whispers the secrets to you, but you're too busy to hear it. Drishti is just coming from that place of love. And one of the beautiful gifts I've observed through the energies of women is their ability to love the way they love their children, their in-laws, their friends, their colleagues at work, their spouses. And it's always my pure wish that they also develop the art of loving themselves. And that means never, never, ever think you're not enough and you don't deserve the best. I think that's the two mistakes a woman can make, is if she feels she's just not enough and she doesn't deserve the best. But if she carries that energy in her and she feels that it's like an anointing from God, and God is saying, I work through the woman in a way that her energy, when she's tapped into me, destroys all limitations and negativities in the world. In Indian culture, we have the myth, the stories of the goddesses, which are known as the Shiv Shaktis. And they are 108 well-known goddesses, Shiv Shaktis. And each one has a particular speciality that they come into the world with. And whatever it is that you need, you go in front of that Shakti, and that vibration that she has as her gift and her blessing will bestow upon you what you need. Can you imagine? So for all the women out there, what is your Shakti? What is your special Shakti that is there to make everything work, make everything come together in such a powerful and profound way? What's your Shakti? So I found something from Daddy Janki's book, 365 Days of Wisdom, right? And it's the value of love. Only when you love yourself can you forgive yourself. Only when you love yourself can you truly forgive yourself. To contemplate on. Daddy says, love gives us the power to forgive. Love gives us the power to forgive. Just as it is easy to forgive a person we love, when we truly love ourselves, we will also be able to forgive ourselves. Only then will we find ourselves learning and progressing rather than holding on to past mistakes. And what you can do to apply to strengthen this energy of love? When I noticed myself making a mistake, I will remind myself that to progress in life, I have to be able to forgive myself. I need to learn from my mistakes so that I don't repeat them. So that was from Daddy Janki in her book. So, in order to forgive yourself, there has to be self-love. I'll tell you what I do in order to develop self-love. I practice this practice in Raj Yoga meditation called soul consciousness. So simple. Instead of thinking so much about your gender, your name, your title, the color of your skin, your size, your weight, your your role, your religion, your nationality, your country, just consider yourself to be a soul playing a part through those forms. So I'm a soul playing the role of a woman. I'm a soul playing the role of a doctor. I'm a soul playing the role of an African American person. I'm a soul, you understand? So always go back to I'm a soul. What type? Pure, peaceful, loving. So I am a soul playing the role of a woman. And I'm doing it with peace, love, and kindness. Thank you everyone for joining us today on The Next Normal. I know these shows are now short and sweet and we're wondering what to do with them because we're so used to sitting together for an hour, but I'm sure we'll get used to our 30-minute moments together too. So have a wonderful evening. Don't forget to share your wonderful thoughts about what topics you'd like me to cover by sending us an email at meditationmuseum@gmail.com. Lots of love. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Take care. Start your day off with a smile. The Brahma Kumari's meditation museums are still closed due to the pandemic. And since the lockdown, we have enjoyed meeting you on YouTube and Facebook. The Next Normal with Sister Jenna has been our way of staying connected. The show offers answers to everyday life challenges, meditations, conversations with guests, and moments of laughter. It is your pause to reconnect, elevate, and understand better your purpose for being here. Monday meditations will take you into deep stillness, away from the noise with a special feature titled Drishti, seeing into the being. The rest of the days will offer you food for thought, and Positive Fridays will inspire you and leave you wanting more. Thank you all for the support that you have given us over the years, and we wish you and your loved ones health, wealth, and happiness. Remember to subscribe and click the bell button to stay connected. All the very best once again, and we hope to see you soon.